With under 100 days to go until November's presidential election, some votes still up for grabs. 13% of Americans say their vote can be swayed, according to a new Wall Street Journal NBC News poll. So how can the Trump campaign get them to move in their direction in November? Let's ask Trump 2020 campaign National Press Secretary Hogan Gidley. Hogan, good morning. Thanks for being on the show. So we take all polls, especially that one and others, with a massive grain of salt. But let's take the premise, basically, that there is a chunk of persuadable voters. What's your message to that group going to be?
Well, first of all, let me start by offering my sincere condolences to Congressman Lewis and his family, what they're dealing with right now, the death of a civil rights icon. He was strong. He was a leader in a time of turmoil in this country, and your heart goes out to them and to his family, and my thoughts and prayers are with them. As far as the polls are concerned, as we get into things political revolving around the upcoming election, let's be clear. Once again, we see a poll that vastly oversamples Democrats. 33% of GOP respondents were sampled in exit polling in 2016. This particular poll, 26%. It's a 7% difference. So obviously things are going to swing vastly to the left in the answers. I can point out the fact, though, it kind of made me chuckle a bit. Even with the oversampling of Democrats, only about 14% said they were really enthusiastic about Joe Biden. But then who could blame him? Every time he pops out of the hidey hole, all he talks about is, you know, some child loving to rub his leg hair and not knowing what year 9/11 happened, all of the missteps and the mistakes of Arizona being called a city. So I understand why they want to keep him in the basement, and I understand why so many people aren't enthusiastic. You compare and contrast that with how much excitement we have on our side. Vast numbers of Republicans outpacing that of Democrats registering to vote in so many of the key swing states. Not to mention the fact hundreds of thousands of people on the Democrat rolls in the states where they actually allow registration by party. It's been a vast decrease in those battleground states and a vast increase for us. People want this president to be in office another 4 years, and you see that in so many areas across this country, not to mention the economy, which was so good under this president and is on its way back, but also the uplifting, unifying, patriotic message moving forward, trying to get our city streets back under control, protect the safety and security of everyday Americans just trying to make ends meet and working out there in jobs created by the policies of this president. Elections are about choices, and when you look at President Trump versus Joe Biden, there is no choice. It's all President Trump.
Hogan, again, though, to that persuadable voter, let's say they're not following the news, let's say they're not ideological one way or the other. In this home stretch, what's the bumper sticker, 1 or 2 line sell to them to re-elect President Trump?
Well, a vote for President Trump is a vote for you. A vote for President Trump is a vote for a future's worth of success for every single American, regardless of race, color, creed, or religion. That's important to this president. And you don't have to guess what would happen if Joe Biden were president. We saw it for 8 years. We saw the economy crumbling. We saw depressed wages, all of the jobs leaving. Compare and contrast that with this president and the successes we saw for all Americans, the job creation, a record high in the stock markets. That's what this president's going to do for the future of this country. Joe Biden's going to take us backwards. President Trump is going to take us forward into the future.
Hogan Gidley, thank you so much for getting up early for us on a Sunday. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Pete.